Hey, I'm Ted, and today Robbie and I are going to show you how to do a little time-lapse video action with your GoPro camera. So I'm going to show you what to do on the camera side, and then Robbie is going to take over and show you what to do on the editing side. You'll notice first that we have the video camera icon up on the GoPro here, and that means it's in video mode. What we want to do is switch that to time-lapse mode. So you're going to press the power button quickly, and it's going to cycle through these camera modes on top. You're going to get to where you have a blinking still camera icon, and that means it's in time-lapse mode. There's also a still camera icon where it just remains there on the camera, and that's normal one-shot mode. I don't know why they didn't spend more space getting a time-lapse icon, but that's what it is. So to adjust how often a photo snaps every second, you're going to actually go to the settings menu. Oops, and I skipped right by it. So I'll get back there just by getting to settings menu. I'm going to click the shot button to just go into that mode, and you'll see this first thing we see is PES. That first part of the menu we get to is whether you want to have a video mode. F should be the default setting that you might see there. P is for single shot mode, 3 is for triple shot mode, and PES, which we have now, is photo every X number of seconds. So photo every second mode is what we're in. And so we've already got that, and we can cycle to the next thing now. That's going to be the video mode we choose, which is not applicable to what we're talking about. We're going to keep going till we get to P something, and this one happens to be P2. What P2 means, it's going to take a photo every 2 seconds on time-lapse mode. We can switch that by going to P5, P10, P30, and finally the longest is P60, where it's one photo every 60 seconds. So once we select what we want to do, let's say every 5 seconds for this one, we will cycle through the rest of the menu using the power button until we get to Escape, or ESC, and there it is, and we'll press the Escape button. And then we're going to have to cycle through again till we get to the flashing photo mode. And there, we're ready to go. So when you're ready to start shooting, you just press the shoot button once, and every 5 seconds you will see a red flash here, and that means it took a shot. And you just saw a flash. Again, you saw another flash, and you'll see the counter going up, which also will tell you that things are working. So once you're done with that, you're going to take it into your computer, you're going to export all these photos into a folder, and Robbie's going to take over from here.
Alright, so you've now taken all your photos on the GoPro with its time-lapse feature, and you've logged them all onto your hard drive, which I have here, and you now want to take all those still images and put them into a time-lapse video file, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do now. So it's actually really simple. You go to QuickTime 7, which is available on the Apple website if you have Snow Leopard. You go up to File, Open Image Sequence, and then it asks you for the directory that you saved all those still images. And I have it right here. And you choose the first image that was taken, the first image of the sequence, which is this one right here. You hit Open, and then it's going to ask you for what frame rate you want the finished video to be in, which I have set for 29.97 because that's a standard video frame rate. Hit OK, and now it's converted it into a video which you can play, and it's rather large because the images are pretty big, so you can go to half size and kind of see what you're dealing with. And you need to export this into an actual video file that you can manipulate in your editing software, but keep it at actual size, because that way you can do some panning or zooming or any sort of manipulation with the video once you get it in the editing software. So you go to Export, go to QuickTime Movie, and you'll want to go to the options and go up to Settings, where you can choose the type of compression for the video. We're going to be using Apple ProRes 422 LT because we're editing in Final Cut Pro, but for those of you using iMovie, you can use another codec, such as Apple Intermediary Codec. keep the frame rate current, and you shouldn't have to deal with any of these settings here. Just set it to Apple ProRes 422 LT and hit OK. Then go to size and make sure that you hit preserve aspect ratio. And also go up to dimensions here and tell it to go to current, which it should cause the preserve aspect ratio to be checked anyway. So you'll notice this resolution here is larger than high def video, and that's so that you can pan the video or do whatever you would like to give it some extra interesting motion. You hit OK. OK again, and then just type in the name for the file. Can't go wrong with timelapse.mov. Hit save, and it will be exporting into a QuickTime movie file, which you can then open up in Final Cut Pro or iMovie and incorporate it into your videos. And then to give you an example of how you would use this video, you would just import it in your editing software. In this case, I'm using Final Cut Pro. Just go down to the file that you named it as, timelapse.mov is what I used. You hit that, choose, and then it's imported. Bring it into the timeline here, and as you can see, it's upside down, so if that happens to be the way your images were taken, you can just flip it by going into motion here and going to the rotation section and type in 180, enter, and now it's flipped right side up. And then here's a look at what the finished video looks like now that it's been rotated and rendered.